Do you think people do bad things because they know it's a bad thing? Or do you think everyone's trying to do good, they just get it wrong sometimes? The medieval natural law theorist Thomas Aquinas has a fascinating perspective on this question. Aquinas argued that inherent to human nature is the desire to pursue good and avoid evil, known as the Synderesis Principle. Typically, we don't perform evil acts intentionally. Normally, when we do bad actions, we believe we are doing good actions. We're just mistaken about what is right. For instance, consider someone who has sex because it is pleasurable and uses birth control to avoid pregnancy. According to Aquinas, the problem here is that the person is pursuing pleasure as a good. However, Aquinas argues that pleasure is not a good to be pursued in itself. He outlines 5 goods known as the Primary Precepts, from which all ethical obligations and permissible actions can be derived, known as the Secondary Precepts. One of these primary precepts is reproduction. So, while sex can certainly be enjoyed, it should be performed with the intention of reproduction, not for pleasure alone. This illustrates Aquinas' distinction between real and apparent goods. When we mistakenly pursue what we think is a good, but in fact isn't, we are pursuing an apparent good. Only when we act in accordance with natural law, aligning our actions with the primary precepts, are we pursuing real goods. Additionally, there is another way in which we might fall victim to pursuing an apparent good instead of a real good. We might understand the primary precepts, like reproduction, but erroneously derive a mistaken secondary precept. For example, we might conclude that we must reproduce as much as possible. This is unlikely to be endorsed by Aquinas, as it could hinder the goal of maintaining an ordered society or of raising virtuous children, 2 of the other primary precepts. In summary, only through the pursuit of real goods, as outlined by the primary precepts, can we act morally according to Aquinas.